We are the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea.
It's true. We're from Long Island, so we say, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? We are here in Southampton.
At the impeccable Garden City Hotel. We're in the middle of the vines.
Yes.
Because it's Memorial Weekend. So
It's
there's
kickoff. We're here. It's summertime. Long Island Wine of the Week.
But everyone's stopping for Sonia in your city.
I am very happy to have made Newsday's Top 100.
Brand new supersized episode with celebrity guests.
With songwriting, we all go through hard times and bad days.
I'm so excited to be, on Long Island.
Welcome back to another episode of Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on living your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon.
And we have a very special co-host with us today, Ms. Catherine Canadeo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
A good long friend of ours for many years. I mean, since I've moved here, really. And it's so funny. We were talking at this women's conference that I spoke at, and you came up to me, and you're so sweet, and you're always this wonderful light. And you were like, I love the podcast. And we started talking about Wellness Month.
Yes.
And I was like, you are this wellness, nutrition expert guru. I'm just going to call you a guru.
I love this. I'm getting so flattered.
You should come on in Wellness Month. And you were like, okay, great. So here we are, and I love it. And you're a podcast, you're a hot tea, right?
Yes, I am.
And so, we start every episode with, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing very well.
Yay!
I know, and I love
it.
the Long Island, how you doing? You got it perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
Did. I did.
I know. So we're just talking about, last week we were at Gurney's. Oh my gosh, I got the funniest text from Dr. Michelle Reed. And
Did
she
you?
was like, girl. She's like,
Where was my invite?
That's the remote I want to co-host. What's this in your office stuff?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, sorry.
Sorry, Dr. Reed.
Because it was
Next time.
Because it was amazing.
It was so amazing.
And we're talking about like wellness and health and New Year's and stuff. And honestly, I even said it to Thomas because we stayed overnight and had dinner, and we do date night.
Yeah.
We get out.
Yeah.
But it was totally different. It was different being somewhere completely different setting, romantic, all those things. And I was like, we had such great conversation. And I was like, this is why you have to staycation. This is why you have to treat yourself. This is why you have to, it's so hard
It is.
to find time to get away.
Yeah.
Especially when you have little kids.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
But you just have to do it because it was, I told you, I literally at one point, as we were having a glass of wine before dinner, I physically watched him relax.
Wow.
In
You
front
saw
of me.
it. Yeah.
It's like I saw him come back to life.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, that's like you before the holidays.
You do.
Well, he was working all day when we were recording and stuff, and we were talking, and we had a little meeting after, and in the lobby with Michael and stuff, and Thomas is still working, and it was so funny because we were having a conversation about like different plans we're doing, and we were talking, and I looked over at him at one point, and you had said something, and he just started shaking his head like, nope, you can't say that, no.
It was such. Gurney's is, of course, this. We got married
Gorgeous.
at Gurney's.
It's
Thomas and I did.
absolutely stunning there.
And the wedding was amazing, and it was so awesome, and it was beautiful, even when it's cold.
Yeah,
And
it was like a
rainy.
rainy day. It was, but it really, it kind of set the mood and the tone for the day. Like, even though it was rainy and like, kind of cloudy.
I love it. And we had the
it was
fire
just
pit,
beautiful.
and then we had one of those rooms where we kept the door open, and it was cold, but it was like nice.
Yeah,
at night,
yeah.
And you could hear the waves.
I love that.
crashing
I
on
love
there.
That's so therapeutic and
Right.
so relaxing. So actually, that's called winterizing. So winterizing your health and wellness at this time of year is so special. It's called simplicity, and really like taking respite and really finding that cozy place. So it's meant to be relaxing. Winter, we have our own natural circadian rhythms, and just being in that setting completely decompresses you. And it just lowers your blood pressure. It just lowers your heart rate. Like it just, your cortisol levels just come down, like you're saying, no stress. And being in that like cozy, wintry scene, which a little chilly, and the waves are crashing, it's just so symbiotic with how we want to just like relax and just
You're
take it
so
all
right.
in.
Yeah. This is
put
why
it
my
so
food, I love
beautiful.
it. Do you guys feel relaxed already just
you
hearing
have
her? I know.
to, right? It's like, wow.
I
It's like,
know.
woo. But that's what happens though, and we need that. It's like sitting by the fire, the crackling. It's like a multi-sensory level of self-care. And so it's called winterizing, and the Danish actually have a name for it.
Okay.
It's called Woo-hug. So you're actually hugging yourself. You're actually hugging your internal, well-being and your emotional and your spiritual and your physical. It's like all connected. And that's why you're able to like detach and disconnect.
I love it. And we're going to talk, you're going to give us some amazing tips, and we're going to talk about your expertise and your background. And you're going to give us some amazing wellness tips, because that's what we're trying to do, is share with people about, you know, it's such a crazy world out there, and just how to be yourself. But the funny thing is, as I went from Gurney's to my woo hug,
Love it.
to Albany. Which was like to the state of the state.
Yes.
Every politician,
Oh
every mover shaker packed into a reception where it's like sardines. And I was like, okay, the opposite of woo hug.
Yes.
Right.
I was like, but it was great because I felt, it was nice because I felt like, you know, relax, and and it helps you to be able to do those things. And then I came back and I said, Sharon, oh my God, I feel like I've been hit by a truck.
Exactly. And I'm like, wait, what are you doing? Go home. And you're like, no, I feel fine now. But
yeah, once I'm at the office, it's so funny because I was saying, like, you know what? So many things we dread, right? Not dread, but sometimes it's hard. And this could be your physical routine, your workout, but sometimes even coming back after the holiday, getting up every morning, coming to the office, you're like, oh my God, it's so hard. And
Every
I just
day.
want to see my back. And then I get here and I'm like, I love it. And now I can't. Then
Now I don't wanna
I
leave.
can't leave.
Yeah.
And then
It's
it's,
so funny.
hard to walk out and go home. I'm like, I could stay here until 8:00 at night, and I love it. And then I'm like, I really don't want to go to bar because I'm tired, and I make all these excuses in my head. And then I'm thinking, maybe traffic will be busy and I'm not going to make it. And then I made it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I'm there. I'm like, this is amazing.
I love this.
And
This
I
is
love
the
it.
reason
And
why
I'm
I
so
signed
glad.
it. It's
like-
so funny. My gym bag has been in my office all week. Have I touched it? Nope.
It's like
That's what
not
happens.
feeling it.
So the thing to do is to do baby steps. So just do one thing.
Yeah.
Like just keep the sneakers by your desk
Yeah.
and just switch your shoes out and just go take a quick 10-minute walk. So you don't have to think that it's like huge,
Commitment.
hour commitment and have to go to the gym now. And oh my gosh, even the thought of it is like exhausting because you're tired. And again, we're getting up. It's a little darker out, we're
That's
going-
the worst.
That is the worst. When
And,
you're
so, and
waking
then
up,
we're
it's still
5
dark.
o'clock. It's already starting to go down, and you're like, I'm checking out. So
my
that,
God.
and then what you want to do is just go home, make yourself a nice meal,
Can
put
I
the
just talk,
fireplace
Kevin,
on.
can I just talk real quick? Because I had it on my notes. People that walk in the dark.
I know.
Stop it.
Oh, I know.
Scary.
And get the reflectors on. Like, hello.
So I literally wrote that down on
Yeah.
my notes because I walk Tegan to the bus every morning, and it's still dark outside. And it's like Grand Central. The amount pitch black.
Waking
walking
up
their
and walking
dogs.
their
I'm
dogs,
like,
yeah.
get in bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yes. That's what I would be doing, right? Not walking in the morning.
Who
No,
walks in
who
the
does
dark?
that? No,
But you're right.
and
Put
why?
your reflectors on.
And and it's
Reflectors.
terrifying because I live kind of like in the
a
woods.
windy road. Yeah.
And next thing you know, you hear like the woods crackle behind you, and you're like, oh, would you go to bed?
Right. Go back to bed.
Why? It's going to be light at like 7:15. Just wait.
Give it 10 minutes.
10 minutes, and then you're coming around those turns. I'm also in like the neck of the woods, and I live off a beautiful preserve, and you see that too. And it's like, and then the bikers are what really scare me because those
They come up
reflectors, they
fast,
come up
yeah.
fast, and they come around those turns. And even if you're driving, you're like, whoa, you're like, slow down. You're on this side of the road. I'm on this side of like, where is the
Right.
you know
The rules and
it's
regulations.
just yeah.
Walk in the daylight. I mean, I know there's less of it, and it's hard, but also like
Try to get it
I'm
in.
saying, get a Peloton if you need to work out before. Because I don't know, the people that walk in the dark drive me insane.
I hate the Peloton.
Me too.
hate it.
Me too. Do you have a Peloton?
Gives me anxiety.
My daughter has one.
Yeah, I've tried to get back on it for the new year, and I cannot
No.
do it.
Nope.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
All right.
But I haven't. Okay. What else I want to talk about? A couple of things. What?
We wanted to talk about our hack.
Okay. So yeah,
My goodness. So
we got hacked.
we have this unbelievable giveaway going on right now. It's going on the whole month of January for our wellness month. It's a 2-night stay at Gurney's, dinner for 2 at Scarpetta's, and a spa package giveaway.
Beauty bag,
Beauty
of which
bag.
Sharon and I both got, and the skincare is like what's it called?
Dr. Dennis something.
Oh my God, it's
I've been
amazing.
using it all
It's-
week,
it's
and
awesome.
I can see such a difference. But anyways, so now we have this on our social media, on our Instagram, and Michael, our social media manager, is literally like messaging us last night. Put this up on your story. This is like, we've been hacked. We have 5 imposters.
No,
Trying-
8.
8 now. Oh my gosh.
imposters?
My mom just texted me. I got a message from Long Island Tea Podcast that I won something, but I have to pay $1.
Yeah, so they're trying to get. So
okay.
for all of our
Mom,
hot teas,
unfollow.
unfollow. Report
Yeah.
these hackers, and
But that's how you know when you've made it.
you made it.
When you have
Because they want what you got.
Yeah.
what?
Don't hit any links.
Don't like it.
Yeah, don't like
Don't
it.
like.
The only social media Instagram account that we have is at Long Island Tea Podcast. There's no
All
periods,
spelled
there's
out
no hyphens,
together,
nothing.
yeah.
Long Island Tea Podcast, all one word. So all of our hot teas, just pay attention.
Yeah.
Do not.
And we're not doing the giveaway until January 31st.
Right.
And you would never have to pay anything.
Right.
By
And
the
we
way.
will be reaching out to you directly.
Yes. So I was like, what? And it's like our faces.
It's like completely our.
I know.
It's crazy.
Cool.
What?
Wow.
Scary,
That is
scary
scary.
I know. We're taking a new picture today so that I don't know how they can just take another one. But I was like,
Reboot it. Just like refresh.
Right.
but I said, you listen, you've made it
you made
when
it.
people
That's
start
right.
like trying to imitate you.
And they want what you've got.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I know.
Rock stars
Imitate
here.
was
I'm
the
sitting
best
with two
form of
rock stars.
You're so sweet.
So cute.
Okay, so let's real quick before we get into the nitty gritty of wellness, and I love your topic that you sent us, Catherine, because
Oh, it's amazing.
it's about wellness. And you know what? And I love your approach so much. When I'm so excited to have you on because it is realistic,
Yeah.
and it is about doing little things. And I loved your Instagram post at Catherine_Canadeo, right?
Correct.
And we'll put it in the notes.
Great.
But have your cake and eat it too, and all this. I love it.
Love it.
But speaking of having your cake and eat it too, we don't do dry January
one thing we
here.
don't do.
So we are having wine of the week, and you are imbibing with us. Thank
Ooh,
you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right.
Join you for this incredible red wine.
I
It's
know. And you were
delicious.
talking about you love this vineyard. Sharon, what is
I
it?
do.
We are drinking the 2015 Lenz Winery Estate Selection Merlot. It's
May I have
concentrated red and dark
Yes,
fruit
help
aromas,
yourself.
and tastes are accented by hints of vanilla, milk chocolate, wet stone,
Ooh.
and white pepper.
Ooh, and we like to have our reds just a tad chilled.
Chilled, yes.
Not room
May I
temperature. Yes, please. Thank you. I love it. You're like serving us.
Yeah,
You're so sweet.
of course. Our guest.
And you were
Mama
saying we love Lenz as far as a vineyard.
I
it is
do.
so beautiful. We were talking about going out there,
Beautiful.
and you
Cheers,
said you
ladies.
love it. Yeah,
Cheers.
you've been out there. You said
I've loved it because it's just so intimate and yet so comfy, cozy, and the way that they have it all, set up and the
Yes.
decor, it just feels like total relaxation. And even the people there are just so sweet and friendly.
so sweet.
They keep it very, family oriented, and everything about it is just, it just oozes like, self-care and just
Yeah.
like getting out there and.
I love it. Jerole, who is their winemaker out there, is on our board member, right?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me? I was like, what did I do wrong? I was like, did I just stroke
yeah,
out?
this is so
Staring at how
good.
pretty you are.
Delicious.
I'm like, and he's such a sweetheart.
He is such a doll, and he's always so like, what do you guys need? What can we
Positive.
do?
Speaking of positive energy, just
Amazing.
a doll face. And we were talking about going out there because they have these great igloos this time of year. Again, that
Oh, that is so
woo hug
pretty.
thing.
Yes, the woo
the
hug.
winter.
It's like this whole encompassing like igloo feeling. Like you
Yeah.
feel like you're totally immersed in like this.
And you're drinking wine, and they have like
Drinking
a
it's
wine
like so
and, like, with their
cozy.
fuzzy blankets.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Thank you, Long Island Wine Country. Go to liwines.com for all of your wine country needs. And there's so many great ones to choose from. You can't go wrong, especially this time of year. And please just get out there because I'm telling you, it was so magical. And it was busy. Gurney's was busy.
It was
The
so
restaurant
busy.
was packed.
I couldn't believe it. I was talking to Michael before you had gotten there, and we were talking. I'm like looking around. I was like, it's 10:30 in the morning, and this lobby is just vibing. And he's like, wait until you see the summer. He's like, you can barely move. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's insane.
Thomas is like a king of making reservations. He's a big planner, and I'm not.
You're
I'm like
on
the
a
opposite.
whim.
I'm like,
Where
wing
we going
it.
for
We'll wing
dinner?
it. We'll go.
So I was like, that's silly. It's literally January. You're not going to need a reservation, but fine. And he goes, we got like, thank God he had a reservation.
Wow.
Last table. Like,
Oh my
packed.
gosh.
We would not have had.
Did you eat at Scarpetta's?
Yeah, it was
Aw,
awesome.
the best.
It was
the best.
awesome. Just the vibe. Okay, anyway, so enough about Gurney's.
So
It was
yummy.
amazing, though. And we're talking about our next big. Do you know there's a Gurney's in Scottsdale, Arizona?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
they bought a
wow.
Gurney. So we went last year to do a marketing campaign with Gurney's, to get Arizona people from the desert to come to the beach, which is great. And we're going to go back again this year. So we have a call
that's
with them.
fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to do like this activation on their lawn and make it like make it Long Island, transform it into Long Island. It's going to be so fun.
That's going to be
Oh, that's
great.
exciting.
I know. We
love
had some
it.
really fun ideas.
Cool.
I'll tell you all about it. But okay, so let's get into some Long Island life, where we're going to get into how to live your best Long Island life with Catherine Canadeo. And so tell us a little bit about your background and your expertise.
Sure. So I am an integrative functional nutritionist and board-certified health coach, life coach, and I've been in private practice for over 12 years. I love what I do. I love my patients, my clients. I'm also an executive wellness advisor. I work with corporate wellness programs for C-level management, and it's just a wonderful, experience going in. And, really it's our CEOs and our C-level management that have the most stress.
Seriously.
They really do, because all
Preach.
of the onus is on them. And it's like, okay, I've got the family, I got this, and especially my female, CEOs, because it's like they're wearing multi-hats, and it's still the whole family situation, and, the COVID and all this stuff that's been happening. So in the past 3 years, it was really beautiful to see how everyone really understood how to really kind of reconnect with themselves and revamp and refresh their whole attitude about work, life balance, and really just like the whole encompassing aspect of work and on themselves too. So self-care was really, a big deal.
I think you're
the
right.
past 3
I think
years.
you're right. And Sharon and I were saying this, and I've seen a lot of articles as of late that, during the whole pandemic and the transition, the CEO, C-suite level people, our job was not just ourselves and our family, but our employees,
Exactly.
our industries, our businesses,
Yes.
keeping everything alive so that everybody
Right.
could still have their jobs.
Have a job, that's right.
And now it's really, we didn't really get a chance to take a beat for ourselves. It was keeping everything going. But now there's, it's been a lot of talk in my industry. There's a lot of fatigue.
Yes.
A
lot of burnout. A lot of burnout.
That it's like, okay. But I think you're right. It helped people, including CEOs, rethink things, rethink their work from home policies, rethink their flexibility, and understand that everybody needs to prioritize
Correct.
themselves and their families in their life. So it's been, there has been some great gleanings of positivity out of that negative situation that we went through.
Absolutely.
And we're still going through.
Absolutely.
That's what I was going to say. I think we're still going through it, whether it's like COVID or not. It's just now this new world, this new transition
Yeah.
of how the work balance is, and like you said, it's not just us; it's our employees and their families, and making sure that they can feel that they have that balance as well.
Yeah. And I think the most wonderful thing that you can do being the CEO of your company is really just listen, because everyone really has, the same issues, the same needs. And when you're there for each other and you're taking care of yourself, it just totally transcends into the employee mentality. And all people want is just to be heard and to be cared about. So when they see that you actually care, it's like, wow, what else can I do for you? I can stay the extra half hour, or you know what, I can maybe work over the weekend, or what email do you want? It's like they're constantly looking to do more because they feel appreciated and they're feeling like they're understood. Everyone has stress, but it's how you manage it and how you show up for work. And the first person that you have to really show up for is yourself. So self-care is essential. It's not being narcissistic. It's not being self-absorbed. It's not being selfish. It's self-preservation. And if you don't have that about you, you can't be your best person for your company, for your employees, for your family. So showing up for you every day is the most crucial thing. It's essential to having that, good health, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being about you.
I wanted to ask you a question, though, Catherine, because I feel like self-care can be defined in many ways. And I really feel like even the definition of self-care has changed over the years. And you said self-care, healthcare is self-care now. But I think before, I would say pre-pandemic, I used to reference self-care. And I was like a workout fiend, right? I was like obsessed and didn't eat. And, and all these things. And very hard on yourself. But like self-care was like, health. Being healthy was a different definition.
Oh, yeah.
And then it kind of like the pendulum went the complete opposite direction during the pandemic. And everybody's like, let it go and just live for today and eat everything and drink all the drinks and eat all the eats. And I feel like finally right now it's kind of in the middle again. And you're hearing things like, so it went like, to this, to dry January. And now there's a new phrase. I don't know if you've heard it. It's called damp lifestyle.
Damp?
Yeah, damp lifestyle. Did you hear this?
I have, and I
What
think
is
it's
it?
great.
Yeah. So it's and Catherine can probably tell you
Mm-hmm.
better, but I read it and it was like the definition is instead of going just dry January cold turkey, it's just being cognizant, maybe thinking about what you're drinking and cutting back a little bit. Having a, you know, after the holidays, just having one glass less, or just, you know, maybe skipping it during the week, or just being cool, like moderation.
Yeah.
Moderation is everything, but also really kind of leaning into that, right? So everything doesn't have to be extreme. It's not one or the other. And I think what we've also realized is the less critical we are of ourselves and the less judgmental we are of, like, I'm having a great day. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have had that, or I gained 2 pounds. And then that constant rumination, that negative thought keeps repeating all day long. And that's what you're really focusing on instead of actually having a great time in that moment. So to stay present and really understand that you're having the best experience, you know, with the people that you're with, and you had the glass of wine. Okay, so tomorrow you'll have one less, or you're not going to have any for the next 2 or 3 days, or drink more water, or keep yourself hydrated in different ways. Cut back on the meal. Don't have the whole, you know, plate. Maybe cut back half if you put on the 2 or 3 pounds that you didn't want. And instead of killing yourself and thinking, oh, I have to go work out now for 2 hours, and that, it's like a vicious cycle. And get off the hamster wheel, you know, because the less critical and you know, mean that you are, that constant, you know, judging voice, it kind of lends you to have now more patience with yourself, kindness. It's about being mindful and about being really conscientious about what you're saying to yourself. It's your inner dialogue. So how you do that is by really kind of rebooting, you know, and saying, okay, this is my priority for today. This is what I'd like to accomplish. And at the end of the day, if I've done half of that, I'm good to go. Tomorrow's another day. And instead of being like constantly so critical of like, I didn't get everything done. And then you stress yourself out even more. And then it causes inflammation. And then you're right back to where you started. It's like this vicious cycle. And it's like,
Hamster
no,
wheel.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
The hamster wheel, get off.
Yeah.
And just be kinder to yourself, you know, and say, okay, I got this done today. Tomorrow I'll do this.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to have a glass of wine. Tomorrow I'm going to have maybe none. This weekend I've got this whole, you know, beautiful itinerary planned out, and I'm going to enjoy it. There's something about joyfulness, that when we do things with joy that bring us happiness, we are going to constantly do it over and over again. If we're punishing ourselves, we're not going to do that same routine. We're not going to show up for that meeting being the best person that we are, haven't slept, or whatever the case may be. So bring joy into everything you do, like hanging out with you girls here today. It's joyful, it's fun, and it's like inspiring. Yes, because you know why? It's who we are. It's what we do. It's what we are contributing to each other. It's like energy doesn't lie, you know, like you feel it.
And you're a nutritionist. I mean, and you say it's okay to drink wine and have chocolate.
It is not just okay, it's so beneficial for you.
I
In
love- this is
moderation,
why I love
in
you. I love
moderation,
you.
in moderation,
This
in
is why we
moderation.
love
Okay, word moderation here.
Yes.
Okay, but the resveratrol in the wine, the flavonoids, you know, the polyphenols, all of the great, you know, antioxidants, it's anti-aging. And what it really does for you, it really helps you with the anti-aging telomeres. They're like the little ends that our DNA molecules that kind of reset themselves every day. And it helps you to have better cardiovascular health for your heart. We as women, after 40, with our hormonal imbalances, all of a sudden we see our cholesterol go up. You know, we see all these different mood swings, and we get tired easier, and all of these other different, we get bloating. Wine is actually, red wine especially, has the most amount of flavonoids and antioxidants. Tea is actually essential too. Green tea is one of the best teas that you can have. Organic, if you can. Even one of those little white, you know, tea bags contains formaldehyde, so we want to stay as organic as we can. Or just loose tea and actually just put it into your teapot and brew it. Even better. If you're worried about the caffeine, take the loose tea out, pour hot water over it, let it sit for 30 seconds or so, and you've kind of taken away all of the caffeine. So without even decaffeinating, because decaffeinated tea sometimes loses its potency. So then to just do that. And then the best of all is dark chocolate. And we're talking 75% at least cacao. And it has the most antioxidants. It puts red wine and tea to shame.
Oh, wow.
Because it lowers your blood pressure, it lowers your cardiovascular, you know, inflammation, hormone-wise, and it gives you that dopamine center. So our brain loves the like. It likes the good feeling hormones, the dopamine, the oxytocin, the norepinephrine. And what it does, it just keeps you wanting more of that feel good. And chocolate is like the holy grail. With the wine
this is why I
and
love
the
her.
tea. And how do you do that? You
And
do
look
it in
at her.
moderation.
So clearly she's doing something right. 'Cause she is drop dead gorgeous.
You're very sweet, very sweet, very sweet.
And like just so your skin, you glow.
Oh, thank you. That's coconut oil too.
Wow.
You were saying this.
Oh,
Oh my
I
God!
love my
Here's
coconut
a funny
oil.
story. I'm going to tell you
You
a
use
funny
it on
story.
everything?
I'm going to give you a little
Every
funny
day.
story, like we do on Long Island.
On Long
Okay,
Island.
and
Tea.
so I was at the opening of the Long Island Hall of Fame Museum.
Yes, the Music Hall.
Music Hall of Fame, thank you. The Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame, which is in Stony Brook. And
Correct.
Catherine's husband is the chairman of that, and he's been on our show, Ernie.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Amazing.
So I'm talking to Catherine, and it's so funny because we were talking about her coming on the pod, and I'm like, your skin, we're talking. And then all these mover shakers are there. Like all these like very important, big time men.
VIP, yeah.
VIP.
No.
And Catherine starts going like, I love it. The coconut. She's like, I rub it all over my body every night, and it was
Like the room went
they did not know
eyebrows,
what to
the
do. They were
eyebrows,
like,
yeah, the eyebrows.
So funny.
And I was tragic. I was like, I'm here for it. I was literally at the natural food store the next day, like coconut oil.
Coconut oil. It is the best.
Oh my God. So you just do it raw? Like
Raw, it's organic coconut oil. Just put a little in your palm and just put a little patch on your skin first, just if you have any reactions. But
Right.
you really don't.
Right.
And it's just a very light application. So, I mean, this is from this morning, and you don't need anything else.
you don't need a
It's like-
body scrub from Gurney.
I know.
No body scrubbing. No, and it's very cost effective, but it's also organic. So our skin is the largest organ that we have, and everything that you put on it gets absorbed. So why not be all natural? If you can't eat your makeup, don't put it on. If you can't eat your lotion, don't put it on. It gets absorbed to your skin, which gets absorbed by your organs.
I think we just found the headline of
So-
our podcast. Can you eat your makeup?
Can you eat your makeup? Can you eat everything that you're putting on? I mean, even your clothes, right? Try to have them dry cleaned organically. Be careful because your skin, absorbs everything. Just like your body absorbs, stress, trauma. It all gets absorbed into your brain, and then it goes into your organs, and you got inflammation, and who needs that? So we have so much control over what we can actually expose ourselves to if you really think about it and cut it down into like little tiny baby steps.
Yes, and that's what I loved about you when you say you can have your cake and eat it too. It's little things.
It's the little things.
Don't try to go so big. So, but it's interesting. Like, I was so crazy. I was always like in the challenge, and then last year, 2021. No, wait, what year was that?
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Geez, what day? I was like, I'm giving myself a break. I'm living with grace. I'm going to just cut.
right.
I wouldn't join any of the challenges, and I just went off the rails.
Yeah, and then you got mad at yourself, like
I just
completely
went off the
mad
rails.
at yourself.
Because what
Like,
I
God,
realize is if I'm
I
not,
can do this challenge.
Yeah, if I'm not scheduled to do something, if I don't put it in my calendar, if I don't block, then I make excuses. You let excuses get in the way. So I've signed back up for the Platinum Bar
Good.
Challenge.
All
I'm so
right.
proud of you.
I don't know if I'll make it. It was like,
You
but
will. You always do.
It's fine because then you're like, it gives you a goal.
Yeah.
Right. And
You need that.
I think some people, like, if it's not on your calendar, if you don't have a schedule, it's so easy to go off track.
Not only
so
that, but it
easy.
gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Like even when you plan these mini staycations, your brain is already hitting like all the dopamine centers going, yes, I want to
going
plan
away.
this. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're getting happier. It's all about, again, happiness.
Yes.
Every day we are all looking to be happy. Every day we're all looking for our joy. Yeah. So what you're doing, like now having the wine with you ladies, it's so much fun and it brings you joy, right? Why? Because it's a wonderful, connecting moment. We're having a wonderful time. And so this is what happens. And even in your everyday stuff, what you're doing, sitting behind your desk, answering an email, connection, socialization, the wine, it's the experience, it's the art of living. And what you're doing is you're really saying, I want this goal because I know that I can achieve it. I'm going to plan this little staycation. I'm going to make this meal tonight. I'm going to have drinks with my girlfriends later. I'm meeting the girls later at Sandbar to celebrate a birthday party.
Ooh,
right?
fun.
And I've got a great, thing going on there. So it's like everything is happy, but when it's not, it's okay. Sit back. What is it teaching me? Where's my lesson here?
Yeah.
Like, don't be so hard on yourself.
Catherine, did you ever write a book?
I've been asked too many times.
You need to. You need
Sharon
to.
and I would buy it.
Okay.
I would totally buy
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, we would buy your book. I should be an audiobook because you're like so soothing.
Yeah,
I love your voice.
exactly. Like
Michael
Michael's
says
like
yeah, and
sitting
Melissa
here, he's
says
like,
yes too. They're like, yeah.
Love. Thank
We
you,
love-
ladies.
But I do think that planning is important. Tell me, you're the expert, but I think one of the things is meal planning, prepping, planning your vacation or staycation, planning what you're going to do, and having things to look forward to. Because it's so easy otherwise to be like, you know what, I'm home. I almost did it last night. I was like, no, I'm going to have a salad. And
I'll
got
eat the
home,
mac and cheese.
And I get home at like 8 o'clock after whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm just going to have a handful of pita
Whatever's
chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like mine,
Why
I'm like,
not?
I'm making lunch for tomorrow. I'll just eat the crust off the sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
just
the
so
little
crazy.
things, right? And
So preparing yourself, right?
Yeah.
So less room for sabotage then. So what happens here is if you're going to have XYZ meals during the day, what does my day look like? How much time do I have? Where are you giving yourself a break? On Sundays, it's so great to have everyone involved in the kitchen, if you can. Chopping up the vegetables, the salads, making all your meal prep, freezing them, so that when you come home, and please don't use the microwave. Microwaves are the worst thing with EMFs. If you can, toaster oven, or put it right in the oven or on the stovetop.
Air fryer.
Air fryer, correct. So that you're doing that and you're already setting yourself up for success. You've already said to yourself, my body deserves to have the best version of my food intake, who I'm going to have dinner with. Put that placemat down. Light the candle. Get your night. You're the queen of your home. You are the queen of your home.
Yes,
if you don't sit there with a beautiful placemat, cloth napkin, I light the candles. It's just the two of us sometimes. It's like, so what?
Yeah.
I mean, who else is going to enjoy what you've worked so hard for your whole life? And you are the queen of your home.
Yeah.
So when you come home, you are to be treated like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Can I tell you something that I take very seriously, and Thomas now does, thankfully, is my sheets.
Yes.
So we're gonna put some on Amazon. There's a couple of things I was gonna put on we have an Amazon page. And there's a couple of things people say you can do, especially in the new year, like a clean, quality pair of sheets.
Quality sheets is so important.
And it's so funny. So one of the things Thomas started doing, because I travel a lot, as you know, and I would always talk about how much I love traveling because I love quality hotel sheets.
Yeah.
And he got all upset. He was like, you should not love sleeping somewhere else more than you like sleeping here.
Yeah.
So every time I travel, even if it's for one night, changes the sheets. They're like crisp.
Oh, how sweet.
clean.
He is
He's
such
like,
a keeper.
He is such a
I
keeper.
know, but it's the little things. It's
Yeah.
getting into a bed that has clean, crisp, just washing your sheets, making sure they're
Absolutely.
quality and washing them. And the other thing is like a cold eye mask. A
So
chilled
good for
eye
you.
mask. There was one on the Today Show the other day, and I'm just going to put it on our Amazon page because it just feels so. It helps you sleep.
It does.
A good night's sleep. So important.
It does help you sleep.
I know, and I think it's something about the pressure on your eyes
And your head.
and the light
Yeah.
and
Yes.
the coolness.
Do you know why? Because we've been exposed to so much screen time.
Oh my God, I never thought of
So
that.
when you're thinking about that, right, your laptop, your
Yeah.
computer, these lovely phones,
Yes.
right, constantly staring down, it does put a lot of stress on our eyes. So for that, every day, everyone should be having at least 1 cup of organic blueberries. Blueberries are essential. They are the
huge
holy
in
grail.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants, but they're so good for your eyes. And ladies, as we get older, our
They're good for your
eyesight
eyes.
is ladies,
Girl.
right?
Oh my
I just
gosh.
bought my reading glasses. I like
Can't see
oh,
anything.
because that's what happens. It's too much strain, and then you're reading smaller content, and it's constantly reading. Our parents didn't read as much. My mother
read the
never had reading
newspaper,
glasses,
right?
right?
Yeah.
And it was nice big print.
Yeah.
And one time a day, they weren't on computers all day
Right.
long. They weren't on their phones all
So
day
like
long.
how much? How many?
A cup of blueberries, a good
organic
cup,
blueberries.
right? Absolutely.
One a day.
No, the whole bowl. Like keep it
cup.
on your
One
desk.
cup.
1 cup a day, and you'll see such a dramatic difference.
Really?
In your everything. I mean, blueberries and lemon water.
Oh, they're delicious.
Be-
Oh,
the
lemon
best.
water.
Lemon
Hot or
water.
cold?
Both. So
Okay.
in the refrigerator, a glass pitcher. Cut up
Yeah.
a half a lemon with a half a cut of a cucumber. Just cut
I
it up.
love
And
cucumber
it is
water.
it's so hydrating.
Yeah.
And lemon itself has pH balance. So if you're acidic or you're too alkaline or too acidic, it resets your entire pH balance and it detoxifies your entire body. So it cleans out the liver from having all the wine and all the pastries and, and the chocolate. And it's like a wonderful, rhythmic balance of.
That's
I
why
love
they
it.
serve it at spas.
Yes. And then hot tea with just lemon and hot water and a dash of honey. The best. It
That's what they
takes
told me. I
everything out.
remember during COVID. When
Yes.
we first got diagnosed with COVID, they were like, I don't know if it's going to help you, but like hot tea.
Hot tea.
With lemon and honey.
Lemon. Yep, that's it.
That's all. They were like, basically.
Isn't that like a hot toddy?
It's a hot toddy.
And Godspeed.
Yes.
Good luck.
And Godspeed.
Oh, they were like, good luck.
That's it.
I'm
Yep.
like, what?
And
what?
rest. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, yeah.
Rest.
Hydrated.
Yes, rest is the most essential thing because honestly, 70% of our healing occurs during sleep. So when my patients come up to me and they say, "Oh, I want to lose weight," I said, "Well, how is your sleep?" Like, what the heck? What? Sleep? What are you talking about? And I'm like, "How is your sleep?" Because if you're not really sleeping 5 to 6 hours consecutive sleep, I'm not talking about just getting up and half asleep, because that's where you gain weight. Believe it or not. So if you're sleeping through the night and you are really resting and hitting REM, which is rapid eye movement, and hitting that nice, delta, wave and gamma, that's where your restorative healing occurs. So your inflammation goes down, your blood pressure goes down, cortisol levels go down.
important.
Sleeping is essential. You get that down, everything else falls into place.
Sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm the worst sleeper. And it's funny, I was talking to my stepdaughter last night, Penelope, and she was like talking about her insomnia. And I'm like, what are you worrying about? What are you staying up worrying about? And she's like, boys. And I'm like, girl, don't worry about boys.
Never worry about that.
I know. I was like, that's the least thing you should be worrying about. She's like drop dead gorgeous, and so she's like, boys, all the boys. And I'm like, stop. And so then, of course, I'm staying up,
insomnia,
worrying about her,
thinking about boys. Oh my God!
Like, dang it! And then the worst part about being like a light sleeper insomniac is being married to somebody that's like immediately like within 5 seconds
done, gone.
Minutes.
Yep. Snoring away.
I'm like, I'm like just I'm just enraged.
Yes.
I get blackout rage listening to sound. He's sleeping yet. Alyssa has it from, and then it's just so.
So the best thing to do
Yes.
right before bed,
Yeah.
if you can, and this is so lovely to do too, it's just self-care again, right? A bath with a cup of Epsom salt bath. So Epsom salt is pure magnesium.
And what does that do for you?
So it relaxes your entire body.
Okay.
So you literally turn into Gumby.
And it takes
You do,
inflammation
because you're
away,
like,
right?
yeah, it takes everything away from you. Also, 7 drops of lavender oil. Light your little beeswax candle. Have your glass of wine in the bathtub. Read your book.
Drinking
It's
wine in the bath
20,
is the
20 minutes, a half hour of just total relaxation. And then you are ready for sleep, because you have to prepare your body for sleep. You can't just go from watching TV, setting the table, washing the dishes, and then go, got bedtime.
Right.
No, you have to have a routine.
I get in trouble all the time. I'm the other one.
You're the person
I'm the person
that
that sleeps like
Dan hates
perfect. He's like, you were sleeping by the
You
time
need
I
a
walked in.
routine, just like you
it
wake
makes
up in the
sense.
morning. It's like lowering your, stress levels. It's like lowering the amount of light, lowering the amount of watching TV, and re-regulating yourself and reading a book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And just flipping those pages. I'm not talking about Kindle, because
know.
again, it's more screen
That
time.
light,
It's
yeah.
so cathartic to just flip those
the page.
pages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
And
with
reading
you.
something, hot and juicy, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, yes. And then you just go. And then you're
keeps
not thinking
trying-
about the day's work.
Exactly.
You know?
Kinsey and Tegan keep trying to get me to read their books.
And then if something's
Verde,
like
have you
really
heard that?
bothering you, you just write it down.
right,
Write
get
it
out.
down,
Yeah.
because your subconscious mind goes to work, and it actually fixes your issues when you're sleeping. That's what it's there for.
What?
So when you wake up in the morning, you're taking a shower, you're like, oh, well, it just didn't happen in the shower. It happened all night long while you were sleeping. So put it out there in the universe. I'm like, I got this bothering you. This is going on. Write it down. And when you do, literally, your subconscious mind, that's 90% of its job, is to fix things. That's why you have dreams. You're figuring things out. And
Oh my God,
write
my
it down.
Dreams. Don't even get me started on my dreams.
I know that my
They're
dreams are so
twisted.
weird. Weird.
Okay, this is really awesome. But you know what else is fun to talk about is some celebrity.
Because
it's always fun, right?
Yeah, totally.
We love
okay,
it.
I don't know about celebrity, but I do have some like random stuff I want to talk about. So first of all, did you hear? I was like, R.I.P. Sierra Mist.
No. What happened?
Sierra Mist, the drink.
Yeah, what
They're
happened?
doing away with that. I know. Michael is floored.
What?
Yes. So they're coming out. It's like Pepsi, and I guess Sierra Mist just isn't cutting it against Sprite. So they're coming out with a new lemon lime drink that's going to better compete with
Come
Sprite.
on, stop
What
it.
happened to 7-Up?
Yeah, I don't know. 7-Up
Remember
is-
Cherry 7-Up? It was so
7-Up
good.
went lame. I don't know. Sierra Mist, though. Sierra Mist, I never liked. It reminded me of like a Mountain Dew. Ugh.
Yeah.
So, just FYI, you won't see Sierra Mist on your shelves anymore. I thought that was interesting. Also, I saw this thing. I love Hoda and Jenna.
Yeah.
I love
do.
them. They're
We
so
do.
cute. They
So
remind
sweet.
me of us.
Yes,
I'm like, I love them because they're like
They're
us.
us.
And they drink wine and stuff too. But they, so Tom Hanks revealed his favorite cocktail.
Oh.
It's called cocaine. No, right. I'm doing this wrong. It's called, cocaine. Cocaine.
Whoa, okay.
Diet cocaine. And it's Diet Coke and champagne.
What?
Did you know that they used to make Coke with cocaine?
Yes.
So that's why everyone was so addictive to it, and all of the sodas. So
What's the
don't-
reason now? Because I'm still drinking.
okay.
I know.
So sodas, just on a nutritional level,
Yeah.
please don't ever drink them, because they are the worst thing that you could ever do for your
What
body.
about with champagne?
Champagne is great because champagne has resveratrol.
Okay.
Okay, so we got the wine factor
love
going,
champagne.
and me too. So actually, the best place right now on Long Island to go to is called Sparkling Point.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
we
I
love
love
Sparkling.
Sparkling Point.
One of our
and
vineyards.
It's their winemakers are from France, and it's very much in conjunction with the Cliquots, the
Yes.
Dampagnols,
Yes.
and it's at that same level.
Yes.
So
They
and
have
it's
the most
the best.
amazing sparkling wine. They can't call it champagne because it's not from Champagne,
Right,
France.
right,
but
right.
it's
The best.
amazing. So I feel like we should try. Hoda and Jenna tried it. They tried Diet Coke and champagne.
Okay, how was
And
it?
they said it was good. They said it was like a Coke float.
All right. I'm
Like,
down.
so,
I
okay,
haven't had Diet Coke in over 3 years, so
What?
I don't know.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't do that
I
because
can
you're gonna
take
go.
a sip.
No,
I'll go right
no.
back.
Are you kidding? It's like a junkie. I'm not gonna have you go
junkie.
down
I
that
had
rabbit hole again.
She's been detoxed.
I'll
Don't
do
do
it.
it.
I
I went into detox.
Total
for sure.
detox.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Oh, girl. I mean, I don't drink a ton, but I do enjoy a Diet Coke. I love
Diet Coke.
And no, girl, I'm sorry. I should not. Moving on. Okay,
Like
so
a
Harry,
Yes.
Prince Harry came out with his
His book. I know.
Oh, what do you think?
I'm over
I
it.
know. I'm over them. That's
over
my
it.
point. Like I've been saying this for
please.
so
I
long.
saw this meme and it was like, Prince Harry revealed that his father and brother were both using the same Netflix account and in different homes.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
this is
that's
how petty
so
it's
funny.
getting. At
Oh
that
my
point, I was like,
God, stop.
I feel like not every family, look, there's certain things that need to be shared, right? Every family has their issues. You get in a knockdown, drag out with your brother for whatever reason. You know how many fights I've got with my sisters?
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't need to be for the world to
No,
hear.
No. Stop
just
it.
feel
It's
like-
privacy.
Yeah.
And there's a certain class about that, too.
Yes.
You have integrity.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
your
a
family business is your family business. And what you want to disclose, that's
Yeah.
up to you. And it should be consensual.
Yeah.
To me, that just lowers the bar.
Right.
And I don't really get
And
a
I
great
get that
feeling
he
about
feels
that.
like, hurt or whatever for his, I mean, let's be honest, he's probably the polo player's son,
Did you
which
see
he looks
that?
exactly
Yeah,
like
yeah.
him. And so this is some, he's
does.
upset about his mother and I can understand that, the loyalty and his wife.
Yes.
But I kind of feel like it's
sure.
enough already with the thing,
They need to stop.
Yeah.
They do.
I'm good, thank you. I feel like, what do you think, right?
Yeah, I'm over him. I've been over him and Megan's shenanigans for a while. Like, stop it.
I know. So
It's negative attention.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I think it's not good for like America's image
No.
over in the UK. It's somehow reflecting on America.
it's dumbing it down.
Right.
I mean, in my opinion.
Enough.
That's
Like the
lucky
Oprah
enough.
interview was
Right.
one thing,
Yes.
cool. I thought their documentary was cool.
You did like it.
I
Yeah.
thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I'm like, stop it.
Yeah. I know.
I'm over it. Right?
I'm over it too. I'm up to season 3 now.
On Yellowstone?
In Yellowstone.
Ah,
Love
my gosh,
Yellowstone.
I'm obsessed.
And it's just so like organic, because that's the way it was, and that's the
Yeah.
way it is, and just the acting is just
Incredible.
Incredible. I mean, they're fabulous. The scenery, just the content. It's just extraordinary.
It is.
and it
beautiful.
just pulls you in, and
Yeah.
you're like, what's going to happen next?
Right.
And
Like I am
love
binging
them.
it now, and I'm like, I
Yes.
can't. I got it. That like.
Did
speaking
you
of
watch the Golden
sleep, like-
Globes?
No, and that's what I was just gonna say.
Elvis.
Oh my
movie. Oh my
God.
God! I cried when I watched that. I was like,
I have so many thoughts about the Golden Globes.
How was Jennifer Coolidge though?
She was so
she's
from White
amazing.
Lotus.
Love White Lotus.
love White Lotus?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Love.
so good.
She's. You know what?
She's reborn again.
She really is.
She really is. I love her whole demeanor,
Yeah.
her whole
She's so
attitude.
And you know what I love?
She's
She reminds me of sometimes the way I approach speaking events, just being real.
Yes.
And saying things like the one you
Oh my
were at.
gosh. So just I have to give you a kudos here because, I mean, honestly, Kristen, you were just amazing. The panelists were all wonderful. But I even had gone up to you after that and I said, what made you so approachable and so sincere and so genuine is who you are. Every question that they asked of her, she just went right to the point and was just so humorous about it and so, real, and everyone related.
Yeah.
You had hundreds of women in the audience there, and every time you spoke, I was like, I can't wait to hear what she's going to say.
Oh, you're so sweet. But I love that she was kind of like that.
Yes.
Like, she's like, none of my neighbors would even talk to me or invite me
Right.
to their parties. And now I'm getting invited to all the parties.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's like, you killed me off. So even if this is the end, you did so much. I was reborn
love
again.
that.
Like you
Right.
said. She was so real. And I was like,
I love
could
that. It's
hear her talk all
refreshing.
night.
Yeah.
I could hear her
Refreshing.
talk all night. I
Yep.
loved it. But the reason I asked about Golden Globes, because you talk about Yellowstone, and Kevin Costner won
Okay.
for Best Actor.
Yes. Love him.
But then it was it was the most bizarre because the woman giving the award, I forget which actress it was, he wasn't there to accept, and he was like the third person I think that wasn't there. Taylor Swift couldn't be there, and somebody else couldn't be there, and she was like reading the teleprompter. She's like, he really wanted to be here. She's like, I mean, don't they all say that? He really wanted to be here, and then she's like, oh, but let's see, he had to shelter in place in Santa Barbara. Oh, pray for him.
Oh my God.
And then she's like, oh, because of the historic mudslides. I mean, I guess, okay, that's a real serious thing. I'm like,
wow.
what? It was so weird. It was the weirdest award show.
Okay.
It
I didn't
was.
watch it.
You watched it, right?
It's lost its character. It's
that's
lost
what I
its
was gonna say. I
integrity.
feel
It's
like a
lost
lot-
the glamour of Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an old school girl, so I love the old,
Old
timers. I
Hollywood,
love,
yeah.
Grace Kelly. I love all of that. Really needs to be brought back on some level. It needs to show class. It needs to show refinery again. It needs to show the, talent for what it is, and just also identifying that and matching the verbiage that goes with it. It's the whole package.
I heard a rumor that Netflix is thinking about taking over the award shows.
What?
I was like,
What?
Need something.
somebody needs
They
to.
do.
Come
Yeah,
on.
I agree.
Because
I feel
it's
like
just crazy. I think it's gotten. You're right, and it used to be. I miss. Joan Rivers.
Oh, yeah.
I
Those
miss
shows.
the
Right.
people that would talk about
Right.
the awards, and it was so fun to watch the glamour.
It was the glamour, and it was
And-
glamorous. I mean,
yeah.
these women really showed off their best, attire
Yeah.
and just the hair, the makeup. And you're looking at that and going, wow, like you weren't admiring it. You were in like total admiration.
Yeah.
And that-
now it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
God knows what's going to
Where'd she get
happen.
that
People get up there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And-
the whole
or
thing
what
would
she's
ha-
not wearing.
right. Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
Leaves nothing to the imagination.
Yes.
And I don't know, to me that's not sexy.
No.
Right.
Exactly.
To me, sexy is, leave something to the imagination. Wear it, fitted, whatever, however, but own it. Like
loved
that
it.
confidence is just not there
And I
anymore.
thought Jennifer Coolidge, is that her
Yeah,
name?
yes.
I thought
Coolidge.
she, again, just to go back to her, she owned it. She owned that
Yes.
night. And she was the one everybody was talking about.
That's
and
right.
She wasn't the youngest or the skinniest or the most beautiful.
She was real.
She was real, and she
Real.
was gorgeous.
Absolutely.
As a result.
Yes, because
I
your
loved
inner
it.
beauty comes out. Everyone's
Yes.
inner beauty comes out when you're confident
And you
and you're
feel
really
good.
comfortable in your
Yeah.
skin and you are really being authentic. That to me there's nothing classier and more
that's the most
sexy
beautiful.
than confidence and really loving yourself. She loved herself all this time,
Yeah.
even on stage.
Yeah.
And she, again, I think what she did, to your point, she made other people feel good.
Yes.
Not just herself. It wasn't about herself. She said, don't give up. I never thought was so hard. And she gave credit to where it was due. And she made other people feel
Right.
like they could do it. And I think that's the best. That's also a best.
inspiring.
And that's what you do.
Aw, thank
come
you
into a
so
room
much.
And you give so much you give praise to people and you make other people feel good. And that is what makes you even more beautiful than you are.
Thank you so
You know what
much.
I mean?
You're so
Don't you
sweet.
think?
I think that when you come from a place of service, right?
Yeah.
When you're here to be of service to, like what you do with Long Island and everything that you do and who you both are and how you create this beautiful landscape. It's like this gorgeous tapestry of everything that we look for to do. We open up the pages. We're like, okay, this is going on. And like even out there, you have the wineries. And it's like so exciting, but it's a beautiful collection of who you are. It speaks volumes. That's your personality. That's your temperament. And it's coming through loud and clear. And you see it in the colors. You were just walking into your office here. It was like so zen, so beautiful. And what you're doing there is you're actually sharing of who you are in everything that you do. And that's what makes it so beautiful, because when you're of service, even with my clients, it's not about me. I'm your coach. I'm your this or that. But it's really, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And it becomes about the person. And when it becomes about the person, then you shine with them. It's not just about you.
Right. And I think, I think everybody listening is going to immediately know that they need to be your client.
Yes,
Because
100%.
everybody's shaking their head like, yes, because you bring so much light and positivity and realistic goals for success and loving yourselves, which we all need to do. So we want to thank you. We have a
you.
couple of partners, Sharon,
Yeah.
that we want to reach, new partners that I think we should definitely mention, because I'm really excited about them.
We have some really incredible
There they go.
partners
There we
all
go.
year round, but this month we have the Biscotti Company, which
I
this
love
is
them.
I
Oh my God.
So
They
you
make
know
them
that?
gluten-free too.
Yeah. So he actually, he's a transplant. Like
From Canada,
he's from
right?
Canada.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came and opened the shop.
So you're gonna hear
love
more
them.
about all these people, but this is just
One little
introduction.
intro. And we also have the beautiful Hygee Castle that
Hygee
joined
Castle.
us.
Love Hygee
As-
Castle.
We have Arlo Kitchen and Bar, where Michael and Bree did a little content filming there
This is
last
brand new
night.
in
It's
Northport.
brand
I've been
new,
dying to go there.
bougie, beautiful
Yeah.
restaurant.
It just opened up.
Just opened.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Very
Michael
high,
said it's
great
like
reviews. Great
Michael's
reviews.
Michael's like, it's
dying.
so good.
He's like, Sharon, our next staff dinner, like
Done.
there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Done.
yes.
Yes.
He's like, please.
Yes.
Porch. Speaking of Wellness Month, Porch of Salt Cave
Yes.
just signed
Oh,
on.
very nice.
I need to do that. I want to go and do one of those salt caves.
Yeah.
They're so good for you.
Himalayan
They
salt.
literally clear you out of respiratory,
Yeah.
infections,
talks
congestion.
about it.
Salt caves are so, and it's imported from the Middle East, so
Yeah.
everything is complete. It's all Himalayan,
Yeah.
and it literally seeps into your nasal passages, your throat.
With all the respiratory stuff happening
It's-
right now,
it's
like,
absolutely-
I feel like
They'll
salt, everybody
probably
should
throw
go
it
there
in.
so
and
soothing.
rush to your nearest salt
Yes.
cave.
Yes.
And then Tanger Outlets, our outlet shopping.
Yeah, I'm
here
gonna
on
go
Long
there
Island.
soon. I'm gonna go there soon because I've been having a shopping withdrawal since Christmas.
Oh, no.
I'm already like,
You're like, I need to go.
I
I
know,
need to make a haul.
yeah, this is the best time to shop
It
afterwards.
is.
after
It is. The
everybody,
best
like-
buys. The best buys.
Yes, in January. All right. So we're going to have more wellness experts. We're going to share your information,
thank you.
Catherine, so everyone can reach you. And we're definitely going to keep in touch with you because
Absolutely,
you have
I'd
so
love-
much to give our Long Island family.
I love it.
And
Thank you for
thank
having
you
me
for
part of your
coming.
family
you.
today.
All right. We'll see you next
Love.
week.
Cheers,
Cheers.
ladies.
Thank you for listening to Long Island Tea Podcast, produced by Discover Long Island, the region's official tourism promotion agency.
Links and information on today's episode can be found in the episode notes below.
Listen and subscribe to Long Island Tea on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Or you can watch us on YouTube at Discover Long Island NY.
Thank you to Long Island Wine Country for sponsoring our Wine of the Week. Visit their website at liwines.com.
For exclusive access to contests, giveaways, and events, be sure to follow us at Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
To collab with us, ask questions, or just say hi, email us at spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.
Visit longislandteapodcast.com for more.